of Virginia, serves on the Armed Services Committee. He saw the full video of that boat strike today, and he joins me now. Senator, let me first ask your reaction to the video you saw today and whether you think the American people should see it.
Chris, the video was gross, but what was worse was the witnesses, administration's efforts to say this is fine, this is what we should do. As bad as the video was, and I do believe the American people should see it, and the American people, I believe, will see it, the thing that was even more troubling was the efforts to justify that this is perfectly fine. It was very, very troubling. And we will make sure, the Democrats, we will make sure that the American public sees this because, as you know, the day after the strike on September 2nd, the Secretary of Defense was all over the media showing the parts of the video that he really liked, that he thought was great. And then 3 months later, Congress finds out, well, wait a minute, the rest of the story is that 2 struggling survivors were slaughtered while they were defenseless, clinging to shipwrecked flotsam. The American public, we're going to make sure they see this.
I want to read to you some of the reaction. I thought this was interesting, notable from Representative Mike Rogers, Republican of Alabama, the House Armed Services Committee, who, after viewing video from the mission, said the Pentagon had fully met his expectations for congressional oversight. He would not pursue additional hearings or briefings. I'm satisfied everybody answered all the questions. I'm also satisfied this is a lawful process that was followed. My committee is done. Do you get the sense that's also true in the Senate?
Absolutely not, Chris. And when he says we're done, just remember what he's saying. Every briefing on this matter has been classified. There has not been a single public hearing in the Armed Services or the Intel or the Foreign Relations Committees in either houses on a war that is now 100-plus days in, where nearly 100 people have been killed, and where our allies like the UK and our military leaders like the former head of Southcom have raised deep questions about the legality of this attack. To say that it's over when it's all in classified so the American public can't see it, you're wrong. We're going to make sure the American public sees this whole thing, and when they do, they'll have the same reaction I do, which is the Trump administration is carrying out attacks without a legal justification in ways that I believe violate fundamental U.S. laws and international laws.
You know, the logic and the rationale and legal cover, such as it is for these strikes, has been that that these narco-terrorists, as they've deemed them, are a threat to U.S. national security, and they're waging war on the U.S., and therefore it is lawful to strike them, even though I think most people have looked at this who are neutral legal experts say that's not true, and this is a crime, not an act of war. But that said, after this has started, we've got a quote now from the Chief of Staff, Susie Wiles, of the White House, who says explicitly that's not the rationale. She says the rationale is regime change. They're going to keep blowing up these boats until Nicolas Maduro cries uncle, which is a completely different rationale than the stated one. And then, now in the last 24 hours, we basically have the president saying we want to take their oil because they kicked U.S. companies out of Venezuela as the rationale for all this. Here he is basically saying this today. Take a listen.
Getting land, oil rights, whatever we had, they took it away because we had a president that maybe wasn't watching. But they're not going to do that. We want it back. They took our oil rights. We had a lot of oil there. As you know, they threw our companies out, and we want it back.
So is it your understanding we've gone from fentanyl, which was never being trafficked here, to cocaine, to narco-terrorists, to regime change, to we want the oil back because they kicked out some U.S. companies in 2006, 2007? Are you tracking this?
Absolutely, Chris. And look, I've got hundreds, if not thousands, of Virginians who are deployed with the Carrier Strike Group in the waters around Venezuela, and they and their families are asking me, what the hell is this about? Is it about narco-trafficking? But wait, the president just pardoned one of the biggest narco-traffickers ever convicted in American courts, the former president of Honduras. Or is it about regime change? Or is it about seizing oil? I mean, our troops are on the line down there, and their families are asking me questions. what's the point of the mission? Is it legal? Why should we be striking wounded combatants in the open sea? Could other nations do this to American sailors? And you know what, Chris? I know the answers to some of these questions, but I can't even answer them because the administration and my Republican colleagues in both houses have only been willing to do briefings in private, not a single public briefing 100-plus days into a war. It's time that we shine the spotlight on this, put the facts on the table, and the American public can decide whether this is a mission that is legal, whether it's a mission that's worthwhile, and whether it's a mission we can be proud of.
Senator Kaine of Virginia, thank you for your time tonight, sir.
Absolutely.